I'm going to need the first part translated into American English.
Okay, so if you're out trail riding and you're in a group and your horse gets kind of hot.
Okay.
When he's around other horses, like it comes a bit of a cavalry charge.
Got it.
Do you get it now?
I do.
Yeah.
You go first this time.
Okay. Well, see, my biggest thing with this is that when people go out trail riding, it tends to be they start and they keep going until they get to the end of the trail ride, and the horse never really gets comfortable. And a lot of that hotness is caused by he's maybe a little anxious being away from home, he maybe not been ridden out too much, and he's worried those other horses are going to leave them. So one thing I do, a little technique I like to do, is I like to stop regularly and let the horses graze, because what that then does, it gets the horse lower in his head, he starts working that jaw, he starts reducing dopamine, and I think it's like having a series of checkpoints. So rather than there being a start and a finish, you go a little bit, you let that horse settle, you go a bit, you let that horse settle. Anytime you feel like that horse's adrenaline and cortisol levels are coming up, when he's getting kind of bothered and he gets to a point where he can't really get back down, that's when I want to just stop and let him kind of eat some grass. And that's a technique that I've found really helps and really works.
That's interesting. I never thought about it like that. So when you say that, you're getting your whole, assuming the person's not riding by themselves, you're getting the whole group to get on board with you?
Yeah, so we'll stop as a group, and that's what we do in my trail riding clinics. We get a lot of people who in a similar sort of boat. Maybe they're a little bit nervous, maybe that feeds into the horse, and that's something we'll work as a group. Obviously that's not going to necessarily work if you're not able to control the group, but then I would suggest, if that's the case, you probably don't want to be riding out in that group. Do you see what I mean?
I do. I think that who you ride with can have a really big influence on how you can help your horse. Because if you're riding with people that don't want to help you, it makes it really hard. And I know that when I work with people, a lot of times they feel ostracized because their horse is having a hard time. And I think that's very unfair. And like Guy said, I wouldn't want to ride with people like that.
I think the key, like what's motivating that horse to behave like that, is he feels uncomfortable and he's trying to get himself to feel more comfortable. And that's when that flight response comes in.
Yeah.
And he gets worried, and then it escalates. So we need to see if we can help that horse find some comfort out on the ride, out in the group. And like I said, probably the easiest way of doing that is to let him eat. That gets his head down. I think that's the quickest and easiest way I've found of doing it. Now, I'd have always said originally, never let your horse eat grass when you ride.
I was just going to ask you, because a lot of people,
adage. But when I thought about it,
horses eat grass.
Yeah, and they feel good. And you also, if you got one that's a little stressed out, you watch them start snatching for grass. That's what they're actively doing that to find some comfort.
Yeah.
So that's what I do, and I think it works.
I think that's a good idea. I like it.